thank you very much for coming. I hope my English will satisfy every one of you. I also speak some French if someone needs some adjustment or translation to French language. Of course, Italian is fine, but no Italian. Those Italians here, they already know almost everything. So it's not. Gillo brand this year has had his 10th anniversary. And the reality is that when Michele, my son, got the gold medal with the Italian team in London in 2012, he was thinking what to do and how to profit a little bit of this success and of this gold medal. So what happened? On March 2014, Michele registered the Gillo gold medal brand for all Europe. And on July 25, 2014, we shipped the first G1 riser to one of our distributors. So we consider July 25 our birthday. And July 25, 2024, we have celebrated our 10th anniversary. Putting in the market a revised version of the G1 called Anniversary Edition. Anyway, our mission in these years have been to invent and produce the most advanced recurve bows, risers we could imagine. I am in archery since 1973. I started as an archer. I never went to the national level, but I was an average good recurve archer. And I was the trainer of my children, Michele included. And I look to him, he doesn't look like a child, but okay. And my daughter also. I have been covering in archery almost all possible positions, from vice president of the Italian Federation to member of the target archery committee of FITA, when we defined the 9.3 millimeter diameter for the arrows limits. I was in the committee. And then I've been coaching Ireland for 2 years. And then I've been coaching some Italian team members for some years. And then I've been coaching Ivory Coast. I participated to two Olympic Games with Ivory Coast as an Ivory Coast manager and the coach in London and in Brazil as well, in Rio as well. Well, I have a little bit of experience in this kind of things. And Michele, when he was young, are you young? No, still. He says he's still young. He is 48 this year. But here he's still ranked 6th. At the end of the qualification round, so I think it's still in good conditions. We discussed it a lot, and what we wanted to do is to make the best product for us, I mean, for himself. So he designed the product to be used by himself. And our mission has been to produce the most advanced recurve bows because we wanted to have something better for us and for him. From the original G1 25 riser in 2014 to the GF27, this one is the GF27, all Gillo risers have been designed to be multi-purpose. So we don't want to make bows, we didn't want to make risers that were only for recurve, only for bare bow, but something that could be used for both, depending from the person that was going to use them. Also in hunting, so a lot of people is also hunting with our risers. At present, we still have the widest range of recurve risers existing from any manufacturer in the world. I say too many. You can get our catalog in our booth. Okay, but the problem is that every time we think that we have to reduce the range, we find out that it's better to increase by one more. So that's becoming a nightmare for our warehouse, for our management, for our finances. But okay, we want to continue to give the best riser you, him, her are looking for. The roadmap of the riser going very fast. In 2014, the G1, 25 and 27. The G2 in 2015, the Ghost 19 in 2015, GQ 23 in 2016. In 2019, we introduced and we changed the game. We say we changed the game with the adjustable pockets. So the GT was born in 2019, and we really changed the game because it was totally different from any other risers in the market, and still is totally different. Then we increased the range, covering everything from the 19-inch to the 31-inch. And even we made the longest riser in the world in 2022, a prototype of a Formula 33.5-inch riser. We displayed it 2 years ago here in the JVD show. Okay. But then was not enough. We wanted to do something more advanced. And so in 2023, we have changed it further. The roadmap you see, 2014, 2017, 2019. In 2023, the GF was born. The GF was, how can we make something better than the GT? So we studied a lot, and there was a riser called the GY that has been used by us to develop the advanced technology of the GF. The GF was born in 2023, and we have changed the game again. What has the GF, the 25-inch, in comparison to the GT? Has the tunnels. I mean, at the same time, we would actually change the rules and allow it to put the weights on top and on bottom of the risers, not only on bottom only. So we felt that we needed something that was able to give a good reaction on the axis using a balanced weights in between the top and the bottom. So from an idea of Michele, we went to add the tunnels. So that means perpendicular holes to the riser. While the other were still adding the weights this way, we were putting already this way. And then the length, because of these tunnels, have been increased just a little bit. The adjustment range has been increased to 20%. The risers are just a little bit asymmetric, so that means they're a little bit longer on the lower part, contrary to what other manufacturers were doing. They were making riser longer on the upper part, we are making longer on the lower part, like we did in the past with the 27 and all the GT, 29 and 31. Lower side mounting holes, the holes are lower in comparison to the other risers to move the mass of the site a little bit lower, so closer to the center of gravity of the boat. We introduced the laminated wood grip for the GF that was already existing in this shape, but in plastic only for other risers. And then we kept the full compatibility with all existing weights and all accessories of the range. So that means that anyone having, for instance, a G2 from 2015 or 2016 can change and keep its weights and its accessories same. Then, what to do for the 27? We added one more tunnel, sollevalo un po'. We added one more tunnel. So we have 2 tunnels on the bottom. We kept the same geometry, so it's a little bit asymmetric. And the first 2 prototypes, one prototype was sent to Eric Johnson of Sweden 4 weeks before the World Championship, the World Field Championships. He liked it. He went to Lac La Biche. He reached the gold finals with the GF27, and he lost the shoot-off. Okay, may happen. But with a very new riser, just used for the first time at international level, not really, just used it for the first time in competition at all, it was a good success. One thing that is very different from the other risers is that this riser is made in 70-75 alloy. to make it a little bit stiffer than the usual 6061 alloy that is a bit softer. So the reaction is good, the strength is good, and now we are able to supply it in colors, because this is the blue, but we have also the red, the green, and the black, of course. Okay, let's go faster. The GF technology, very wide range of adjustment, 40% total range on both the 27 and the 25. I think you already know this, but not. Something that not so many know is that the development of the pockets and this very wide range has been made with the GY riser. The GY riser is our riser for teaching archery, for clubs, for teaching archery to any level. We developed a very large range of adjustment in order to give the possibility to new archers to start with very low poundages and increase while they were learning to higher level. Designed for beginners for teaching archery from 8 to 99 years. No, we had an 82 years person already, okay. The 8, yes, for sure. Is someone anyone with 99 years? No, not here. Okay. GY limbs have been designed for use with the GY riser, because when you have this kind of very wide adjustment, if you decrease the poundage too much and you don't have the proper curve, the energy on the arrow becomes 0. But we needed also to have energy at 8 pounds or 7 pounds minimum. And we succeeded in making the GY limbs that were specially designed for this riser. The riser, the GY, is sold as normally as a kit. So in the box you have the riser, the limbs, the string. The string already has the protection on the fingers. You can see it in our booth here. The great situation offered by the GY riser to the beginners is that you can use it from, let's say, 15-inch draw length, more or less, with around minimum 5 pounds to 15 pounds, to a 31-inch draw length from, let's say, 19 pounds to 32 pounds. So a person like this or a person like this can use and learn archery with this bow without any change. So the clubs don't need to have different length of risers, different length of limbs, different poundages. One bow, maybe one right hand and one left hand, of course, and then can cover everyone. We have in my club, just a small digression. In my club, we are using now the GY from already 2 years for the beginners courses, and the people using it likes it because it looks like a very high level riser, and so the success after the course, so the people that go on, has increased dramatically because the people get enthusiastic about using a good product to learn archery.
One course we make 4 people and
okay. Then we could not be a bow manufacturer without having limbs. Limbs need, of course, agreements with limbs manufacturer, because the technology and investment needed to make a factory for limbs is out of our needs. So the first limbs were the GHL C02, the Ghost limbs, carbon wood, made in UK from KG Archery for us. They went on for a couple of years. We sold a good quantity, but they were hunting limbs. It was our first experience asking and, let's say, designing limbs for the future. In 2019, finally, we reached a good solution with Win-a-Win, with the curve of the C88 limbs that are still our top of the range. We had a lot of discussion about what we needed from limbs. From limbs, we needed a reasonable softness in the clicker area or at full draw area that was helpful for bare bow, without going too soft like Uka, without going too hard like win-win, because the win-win. So we reached some compromise after several prototypes, and the GCL C88 were born. They are still our top of the range and winning the World Championships 3D this a few weeks ago. The win-win used the same curve for the MX10 limbs. Okay? Q2 and Q3, that were traditional curve limbs, Earl Hoyt traditional curve limbs, but foam. Okay, one point. We made wood limbs. The ghost, the hunting limbs were wood core, had wood core. But we don't trust that wood core is good for, let's say, serious shooting, because you need to replace the limbs too often. The wood is not wood in the reality, because everybody is using plywood, laminated wood, cut and vertical, with a lot of resin inside. So the instability is built in the wood limbs, because the real wood limbs with the one single lamination and so on are still used in traditional market only. All others, other company called fully impregnated epoxy wood, I don't know what. Okay, that means that it's not really wood, it's just a composite material. Okay. If you have foam, and it's a good foam made good manufacturers and well controlled in thickness, the limbs are more stable in temperature, in weather, in everything. So we don't touch the wood limbs for high level, the wood core for high level limbs. That's our decision. Other company can do what they want. I mean, Q2 and Q3 were in, say, medium introduction level limbs. Then we did the Q7 with the same curve of the C88. And then again we went to the wood only for the hunting limbs with the Ghost X limbs. Last year we have introduced the Q5. The Q5 has the same curve of the Q7, very similar to the C88, a little bit longer, a little bit cheaper with more fancy colors. We don't like very sad colors like black and gray and so on. We think that the people need colors. My daughter, that is the designer of the graphics, says, no, we have to bring joy to archery because everybody is black and so on. What are you preparing for your funeral? I don't know. Okay, let's make it color. And finally, in this year, now, more or less now, we have introduced the C77. This was a bet from us about the color, but a lot of people is liking it. They were selling, it's already selling very well. And Cinzia, si è arrivata prima oggi, sì. Ranked first today using, for the first time in competition, the 77 limbs. You can say Cinzia will be ranked first even using any of our limbs. Probably yes, but it's better to think that the limbs are helping, okay? The C88 limbs have an unprecedented record of gold world medals and world records in barebow, including indoor barebow indoor world record of 572 points, not made with our riser, but made with our limbs. So, from C88 to C77, 5 years of advanced curve. The advanced curve we developed first with the C88 is almost the same also for the C77. And we will go on using the same curve because we found that it's the right compromise in between hard and soft, just in the middle. Okay, but Michele is still a recurve archer, so he needed also stabilizers. So immediately we started making the stabilizers. The GS6 17mm carbon stabilizer with the gold filaments inside. Just for the records, in 2015 World Championships, Target World Championships, the Italian team was in Denmark, I don't remember. no? Boh, non mi ricordo, I don't remember. Italian team Michele and also Mauro Nespoli were using the GS6 and got the silver medal. So the GS6 was our first stabilizer with reduced diameter. Everybody was making still the 19 millimeter, 20 millimeters. We made the 17 millimeters. The GS8 has been introduced in 2017, 15 millimeter carbon. The final damper, the damper that can be adjusted in tension, has been designed and introduced in 2017. So it's already a 7-year-old product, still going very well, and no need to redesign it. The GS9 13 millimeter high module has been introduced in 2018, what Michele is using here, and some compound archers. GS7 is the beginner's version, 17 millimeters, a little bit thinner carbon, much cheaper in price for medium poundages and beginners. And at the end, in 2022, we introduced the GS13, that is a 13 millimeter carbon stabilizer with the color metal rings for the flags. GS8 and GS9 are still the stiffest stabilizers existing in the market in relationship to their external diameter. GS9 stabilizer have won the Indoor World Series for compound women in 2023 and 2024 with Elisa Rona. And Elisa Rona is shooting here and is in the 900 range women compound. Okay? One thing to understand is that we have established our standards for the stabilizers. So if you look to the specification of our stabilizers on the website, you will see that we specify how much is the flexion of a 30-inch stabilizer with 1 kilo on top. So we are the only one manufacturer in the world that don't say our are stiff. Our are stiff with 1 kilo and at the tip of a 30-inch stabilizer for GS8, the deviation from the horizontal is 4.2 millimeters average plus or minus 10%. So that means that you know what you are paying for. With the other, it's just this is stiffer, this is weaker, this is flexible, this is, and no. Each of them has a number to identify how much they bend. And we test in production, when we receive the carbon tubes to assemble the stabilizer, we test that the manufacturer keeps the same strength lot after lot. Because the problem is ever to test. I mean, today maybe 4.2 millimeter, the day after maybe, we had sometime someone sending us weaker tubes, same diameter, same everything, but we measured and we returned them to the supplier. Okay. 13 millimeter, 60-ton carbon, the GS9. GS13 is 13 millimeter, 40-ton carbon. GS8, 15 millimeter, 40-ton carbon. Usually for compound use, everyone prefers the GS8 if they use a lot of weight in the top, because it's the most rigid, most for very heavy weights. At medium level, this one. This one has a small problem, that is the cost, because the 60-ton carbon technology is still very expensive. So there is a big jump in price in between the GS13 and this one. So this one, you can, I mean, we are happy to sell, but it's not sellable in big quantities because it's just made on order. We only keep the tubes and we assemble on a special order, the length and everything. So the best seller at present are these two. Okay, more to come. This is the name of the seminar. So, no company can go backward. I mean, or you grow or you die. Or you invent something new or you die. You can stay maybe stable for 1 year or 2, just consolidate existing products, but if you stay stable or try to stay in the same situation too long, you will drop. That's for any kind of business, from the cars to the airplanes or to, that's also naturally the same. So when we introduce a new product like the GF, we are already thinking to the next generation. So what will come, and here you will have some just rough ideas of what is going to come. There are what I call linear developments. Linear development means that if I have a 27 like this, and I need the LH, the LH will be available in February. That's the linear development of the range. We are just making one more GF27. 27-inch low cost, relatively low cost, say beginners 27 inches. This is a little bit a strange of definition, but anyway, the market has been flooded by a lot of cheap 27-inch made in China, etc., not perfect straight, etc., but people are now thinking, okay, 27 inches is a good idea, I put the weight on that and that and that and that. Our products were in a are still in a quite high level of price, average, not very high, but reasonable. And the GX2 is the new generation of a beginner's bow, beginners in the terms of Gillo, not in the terms of the general. So we have planned for summer next year a 27 GX2 riser. Also, this is a linear development because it comes from an existing riser, we just make it longer. The GY, the beginner's bow, we have found that despite the fact that it can satisfy all heights of children and person and so on, when you go to very low boys, small boys and children, you need something shorter. So I have planned with the same system a 21-inch riser. The GY now is 24. Just because if a child is like this, the bow touches the ground, so it's a big problem in this case. Faced this problem in my club and say, okay, we have a problem, we have to solve it. We do the riser. So we will have the GY21 by summer next year. GS 9.1, because we are discussing to change the carbon of the GS 9 in a way to try to get a little bit cheaper price and then maybe a little bit stiffer stabilizers. We have some prototypes made in Germany, we have some of the tubes, etc. Work in progress, but it's a linear development. Will be a GS 9 with slightly different features and maybe price. November next year, okay. The G1 seems to be immortal. We have, yeah, you have a G1, so okay. The G1 seems, I try to kill it, and then it comes back. It's a kind of zombie that, well, okay, so we were killing it, and then we made the anniversary edition. And then now people are still asking, not big quantities, not see, but the people that would like to have that kind of riser and that kind of thing. So we are working a little bit on some small redesign of the G1, and if demand continues to come, we will have a G1 2025 or 2026 model in November 2025. So these are linear developments, okay? Of course, we can make limbs with different colors, similar, etc. There are many opportunities, many possibilities, and many discussions running. The market will tell if we need to do something different or adjust our plans. But these are the linear development. But what we are here to hear is about non-linear developments. So what will come after? I'm young, so I have many years. Okay, others are younger than me. So I'm going very fast. Yes, we have another 15 minutes. Right, 15 minutes? Yes. Am I allowed to talk for 15 minutes? Okay. Yes. Oops! Surprises! No, there are no cheap risers. Very simple, with just purchased from China with a label of Gillo on it. This is not our idea. Other companies may go this way, but we say we make Ferrari, and no one makes a Ferrari cheap, because then it's no more a Ferrari, apart from the features, but then no one makes Louis Vuitton bags cheap. That's our China copies, understand? So our concept is that we have to make something better, higher, not too much expensive, new. This is under development. is almost ready. We went already through 3 different series of prototypes. Universal magnetic rest means that this rest can be or working vertical, like this, and adjusting the resistance, or drop away at the same time, just changing a magnet in. That is a system. And we will learn, I think this one will be spring next year. And it will be new. Okay? The disc cushion plunger, what is a disc cushion plunger? The prototypes have been made 5 years ago already. And one of the problems that we found in all kind of archery, especially on string walking, is the arrow jumping a little bit and then can go out of the plunger. So the problem was how to make a bigger plunger and how to fix it on the bow and how to make it working. Is working, has been tested, has been put on side because it was not the time to introduce that model. But these two will go together. Because when you have a rest that is flexible in this situation, you have a risk that it goes out of the plunger. So we have also to make the plunger. And will be new.
Will they be compatible with the existing horizons?
Sorry?
Will these products be compatible with the existing horizons?
Of course. She is asking if these products are compatible with normal. They will be compatible with all bows. I mean, a rest should be a product that can be sold to anyone. Right. So that's and also a cushion plunger. The only reason why we delayed the cushion plunger is there are around 35 manufacturers of cushion plungers in the market. The average is a copy of the original biter, but there are so many. I think in Italy we have, I think, 3 or 4 manufacturers. Some of them they didn't export. China, I purchased for my club a pack of plungers from, I think, Epic, from JVD, retailing less than 10 euro. So it's the plunger is over-evaluated or under-evaluated, but everything depends on the precision, the cleanness of the way that it works, and many details that may make the cost very high or very low, and then the beginners don't understand. So buy a cartel plunger or buy a biter, for many people it's the same. It's not the same, okay? But only at a certain level you can appreciate the difference. Here the problem was another plunger in the market. The market survey I did was no meaning. There is a need for the disc. Some people tested it and say, okay, but now without, I don't know. This and this most probably need to work together. So then this may need this, this may need this, this may need this. So now is the time. Will be different. Not different, because in any case you will have something that will move like this, no way. But we will introduce the country flags anodized, so you can make the country flag on the plunger, and not to say, but you may use it to sights in field. Okay, it's something that cannot be, okay, it's different. Advanced carbon limbs. In the last 2 years, how it works for limbs. We discussed with the manufacturer, we ask what we want in terms of flexibility, curve of traction, etc. Then they send us prototypes and we say, sorry, this is not exactly as per our specs. Then if they are per our specs, Michele shoots them for at least 6 months. Also in competition, also at the international level. Here you will see him shooting with the black limbs. But the black limbs he has on his bow are the C77. Then he said, okay, they are okay after 6 months. And then we say okay to the manufacturer and send the graphics and everything, and they become the C77. So it's not that someone sends us the limbs, even on our spec, and we put in production. We test them because we want to have really the feeling of what we are selling. We are already the 3rd generation of the C99. And I think we need a fourth generation. I don't want to tell about the structure and so on, but we are discussing how to make them a little bit stiffer, a little bit that and that. Okay, unfortunately more expensive. Well, they will come. Full carbon riser. Okay. I don't trust too much carbon risers, because if you make them in say hybrid technologies, means fiberglass and carbon, and maybe with aluminum structure like others did, the weight will be the same as an aluminum, or even heavier sometimes. But if you make them properly, you can make them light. Fiberboard was the opener on this area. And if you make them light, it means that they can be used by weak people, by very, very elder people, by not very young persons, but also by very, very young persons that have difficulties in rising. For instance, if you look to the Paralympics, many were using carbon risers because they have to rise the bow statically from a position that is not perfect to change the balance when you raise the bow. So there are areas where the carbon, if light, is useful. If not light, it's just another option to make a structure, and that's all. I mean, it's, the absorption of vibration and so on are just advertisement, are just gimmick. It's not really. Or it is light, or it is same as the others. Light but strong, because if you want to shoot high poundages with a light riser, you should be able to do it. Now we are in contact and we are working with an Italian carbon specialist, and we already have a prototype for the carbon riser. At present, the weight is around 900 grams. It needs probably 1 year of work more and some more prototypes to reach the solution. But we are aiming to carbon, not say that we'll have the movable pockets. Fiberboard is already offering. Fiberboard is the owner of Fiberboard is my friend. Many times we exchange ideas. We supply to them the aligning plates, the bolts, and other metallic parts. So we have an exchange of information. But this project is out of Fiberboard. It's another factory, Italian. Maybe 1 year. Maybe we'll be successful. Maybe we will reach what we want. But the objective is light, a light riser. This is another incredible step forward, and because it's incredible, I will tell you nothing. Okay? Okay? But it's already under study. It will take some time, long time probably, but we will go again further after the GF. So 2026 is, I hope, possible. I hope possible. Okay? And here you see GT transforming kit for compound. Already developed 4 years ago, and then stopped it because of the confusion made by World Archery about the compound of the Olympic Games. It is sure, I was discussing with some people here, including JVD people, but they are too late, too old, and they don't understand. Oh, sorry, they don't understand. Recurve archery as intended today, everyone has the feeling that it's going to die very soon, because it's just bound to the Olympic Games, and strangely, World Archery has closed everything. We have no video, no. You don't see anything in recurve around, no more. But you can see plenty of compound shooting, Las Vegas, Lancaster. Internet is full of information. Here, we have 650 compound archers, 400 recurve archers, 150 bare bow already, only because there were not enough space for more. And Lancaster is the same situation. You have an infinite number of compound archers, and the kind of say, protected area by WWF of recurve archers, and plenty of bare bow archers coming from everywhere. So then if you go to other countries, you go to Asia, bare bow is exploding. Bare bow Asia already have hundreds and hundreds of participants. And China, in the domestic market, bare bow is leader. So there are many new companies in China making bows for China market only, because the market is tremendous. For me, it's a little bit difficult to export risers in China, okay? But local market is very big. If after Los Angeles, we still have the same bows that we have now. Los Angeles is tomorrow. Something changes, or the idea changes, or the number or the figures of TV changes, and so on. Most probably we will have the compound for sure in Australia. So the idea went back. Conversion kit, we will not make target compound at the beginning, for sure. The investment is too big, the learning curve is too long, but one thing not so many know is that the top-level compound bow were born in Italy by a company called by Bernardini. I don't know, that was also making recurve risers. Gianni Bernardini and his friend at the end of the 90s, they were very good compound shooters. And they designed and made the first compound with the movable pockets, adjustable. Got the world champion titles in 1997. Women compound individual and team, and again in 1999. The technology was very advanced, but the market in Europe was zero, because the market was mainly United States. And the Structor was a very small company. The Structor was not able to go on. So they stopped it. The brand went to others, and then I was called to manage the brand in 2007, 2008. And I did the last commercial compound bow, the Scorpion by Bernardini, with limbs made in Korea, and cams made in Italy, and the riser made in Italy, and so on. And in competition, someone reached close to 1,400 feet with that bow. But again, the market was too small in Europe. And the investment needed to keep running the compound production was too high, so everything was stopped. So what we will make is a compound transforming kit. It means that is a kit where people buying at the beginning short GT risers, so I mean 19, 21, and 23, will be able to put different pockets with limbs and cams, and with the same bow they buy, just with few screws, transforming a compound. At the beginning for hunting, but then open to grow with the 25 riser and up to the 31 riser, target riser, to target compound. It will be a long process, but you will see this before the end of next year. And I expect that there will be a good option for those that would like to try compound without buying a full compound bow, or for those that were hunting already with our recurve short risers and that would like to change. I don't know, it's a new idea. Others can't do this, we can. Any question? I will not answer about this, okay? Please. Oh, a good question. Like, why don't you make riser in black? In black? No, black we make. No, a few things just to mention. Finishing of the risers. You have seen that we have plenty of colors. Some colors are clearly impossible to do with anodizing. And then we have to use Cerakote finishing. Cerakote finishing, Cerakote says, okay, as durability of anodizing, you can keep constant colors, everything you want. They are very nice. At the end, in any case, it's a kind of painting. So it needs companies that do painting. We have them in Italy, so fortunately. Unfortunately, also Chinese are going to have Cerakote very soon. So very soon you will see risers from cheap manufacturer coming in Cerakote from China. Okay, that's the market, let's go on. Anodizing has also different problems. If you want them bright, like the gold one we have in then the environment control in the factory becomes complicated. So not many anodizing company can do this. One UK manufacturer, only one exists, is still doing the bright finishing in the original concept, but I don't know how they can, because even the Chinese, some kind of finishing can't do anymore because of the pollution environment control. We have now a company that is existing since many years, but have developed new technologies in Milano area, and we are doing new anodizing bright there, and the anodizing of the 7075 alloy. You may see that maybe there is another manufacturer that makes 7075 alloy risers, and you see they may make them natural color or black, and difficult to get in colors because the technology is difficult. We have solved this technology with our new manufacturer, so we will be able to make, and we are offering the 27 also in red and green and blue. Otherwise, it should be black or natural color, because putting other colors there is kind of nightmare. Making the Cerakote on the GF needs to protect the tunnels. So if you look to our booth, you will see that the GF inside the tunnels, the Cerakote models are anodized. That's the reason why you will find from your dealers that they are a little bit, they are more expensive, because there is a double process. We make anodizing in black, and then we protect all the areas and we send to Cerakote. Then we deprotect everything, and we have the tunnels black inside. And that is, okay, we do it, but it's not something that we like too much because it's very expensive. So we solve problems, we try to give new solutions, we study surface treatments, we are a small company, but with a lot of knowledge in archery and a lot of knowledge in marketing, and we know what archers need. So, of course, we also provide binoculars, we also provide spotting scopes, not because we want to be in that market. We have one binocular model, one spotting scope, one bag, one one quiver only. This is what we think our archer need. Then if they need something different, they can buy from other sources, I don't care. But if you want a spotting scope, the same spotting scope that we are still offering today has been selected by me in 2007 with the Bernardini brand. So that means that it's a product that is already in the market from 17 years, a spotting scope, and still one of the preferred around, and distributed by JVD, distributed by Lancaster, and still selling. And every time I say, okay, I need a better one, or it's too expensive, or is not waterproof, or as difficult, or it's not zoom, or it's big. This is small, light, almost waterproof, not expensive. So one is enough. You don't need more. Then you need a Zeiss super zoom 2,000 euro spotting scope. No problem, of course, it's your money. But what archers need is what we sell. Then open to suggestions, open to other things, open to what you can imagine. We have made some agreements with some small Italian companies, and we are offering now through JVD the distribution of the Zara tabs for bare bow. You can see them at our booth. Again, Zara is a friend of mine. It's another archer that was shooting bare bow. He has a company that's making leather goods, and at a certain moment he made tabs because he was an archer and bare bow and he needed a tab, so he made by his own. And then he developed the tabs that were very popular in Italy, so we decided to offer them to JVD. JVD accepted them, and they're selling there. We try to, again, give you what you need, or you don't need to need, but you will need. If no question, thank you for your attention.